You guys ready?
Let's go.
All right. And he begins his spell. And with that, he teleports you guys. You stand just inside of this huge cavernous area with ceilings so high that you can barely see them from your location. Everything down here is just very dark. It's not actually like pitch black. There's braziers and the like around, but everything's kind of like very muffled light. It is obviously designed for dwarves.
It feels great.
Yeah. For you, it feels like home. It's not so much sky and stuff. It's not so very open.
That's something.
Nice and cozy and safe. You know, inside of a mountain.
It's uncomfortable and dark here. And then I look at the two people I travel with, and I'm like,
I quite like it in here. Something about it. Feels like a warm hug.
It could be smaller. It could be smaller spaces if I was to give improvement.
Do we know how close the throne room is from where we are right now?
As you guys kind of look around, you see a huge set of double stone doors in front of you, and you hear the din of combat coming from not too distant behind you. He says, I've transported you almost exactly there. This rest of the way you must go on your own. As I understand it, the commander will be joining you shortly. I wish you the best.
Do we know if this is close to the throne room or?
I'm gonna bet it's on the other side of the door, isn't it?
Yeah, if it's on the other side of the door, I just want to know that, like, if it's close. Okay. I'm gonna put my hand on Ingram once more, and I will be casting Eagle Splendor. The target has advantage on charisma checks.
Awesome.
Once again.
Alrighty. So, with that, let me see here.
let's go. You cast another buff spell? Nope.
Yeah.
Nope, not allowed.
he's preparing something, and I'm not okay with
Well, it's
it.
funny because she's already cast 3 big buff spells that none of them require concentration. She's like,
Oh yeah.
on her on her game here. This is pretty awesome.
So, as you
Devious.
guys head your way, hem your way forward, and walk up to the double doors.
Ingram's first.
You sit there for a moment. These doors are massive. Like when I say that they're double stone doors, these things are humongous. It doesn't seem possible for you guys to open them mundanely. As you guys are kind of sitting there for a moment, trying to consider what options you have, you hear footsteps from down the hallway, and you see a slightly injured Commander Danan walk up to you, holding his side with a sword in his left hand. He looks up to you guys and he says, "Oh well, I see that you guys have made it. I'm glad. I was worried that the teleportation might not work. I had no idea if there were any magical enchantments protecting this place, but I guess my wizards told me correctly. Are you ready?"
Thank you, Mater, for that.
Yeah, sure. I'd like you guys to head there first, but I can open the way, so to speak. He walks over, pulls out a small rod, and as he pulls his hand away from his side, you see there's like a huge gash on his left side of his stomach. And he walks over and he taps the door with the rod, and you see it glow for a moment, and then you hear the cracking of stone as it starts to screech open. And
I know that look. It's a bad look. Ah!
Part of me wanted to heal him, but then I'm like,
I wasn't
He
prepared for
ain't
that.
valuable enough.
That changed. Hold on. That changes things.
You didn't see the look in the DM's eye that there was going to be a change of scenery?
Hold on. There we go. Boop. And boop. And boop. Okay, that's fixed over there. Kind of.
Is there a river in
Where's
the
my
throne
character?
room?
I don't think that's the throne
So-
room.
Ooh.
what
Thank you for that.
Gadara would know,
What
just
is-
because one of the biggest, obviously one of the most valuable resources in all of Thronebin would be water, given that it's a desert. one of the main reasons that this place is the throne room is because it has a hot spring that runs through it, an incredibly deep hot spring that comes through the mountain and runs through, and it pools up in this area. And it's kind of just like a point of pride for the king to sit on a throne in front of the water. It also just looks very nice.
It's just pretty.
In Dwarf Fortress terms, like, we quite like the fine mist that raises from the water. Well, it's all good.
Have you healed yourself, Ingram? You look like you're still injured.
Oh, that's just me not changing it on the So whatchamacallit? Oh, I gotta find me. There, I found me. Bam. Health
So
is...
how deep would you say this hot spring is?
Actually, technically itself.
You can't tell from this distance. It's like it's steaming off. It's not like boiling, obviously, but it's like steaming off, so it's hard to see under how deep it goes. But Gadara, you know that it goes very deep. Like you can swim in this thing if you really wanted to.
If you ask her, she'll be like, "You would not be able to touch the ground, young one."
Oh, I'm not
Perhaps
thinking
you
about
know
me.
how to swim.
I'm thinking about them.
But more importantly, there's usually a bridge that separates that bridges the gap between these two areas, and it obviously has been disassembled. So, that being said, you guys stand there, and Denard looks towards you, and he says, "I imagine my men told you this, but I would much prefer if you were the ones to enter the throne room first."
As he's like, I would much prefer you. I start walking.
And Gadira says under her breath some words, which is, "May the royal eagle guide your way." And you just see like some eagle feathers kind of like wrap around Ingram's throat
Hi,
a little
Gregory.
bit.
Hi, Gregory. How you doing, buddy?
He's the royal eagle.
All right. And as you guys step into the room, you see a dwarven man sitting on top of a throne, looking very angry, very red in the face, and he has two dwarven guards standing on either side of him, wearing heavy plated armor, wielding halberds. And the dwarf stands up and he says in a booming voice that cascades through the room, "Who dares enter the realm of King Grandi?"
Not who is... what is it? Not who as much as what. It is the will of Ilmater. We are here to do what we can to aid the peoples of these lands. Tell me, what is your purpose in this war?
My purpose is the safety and health of my people.
Insight check. I'm so good at
I can do
insight.
an insight check too.
Let me make sure I'm not Ericing it. You can do it. Come on, roll 20.
Damn, Lore.
Well, is it mine gonna roll?
It's like one of the only things he's good at.
Ingram, you rolled a 10 for
Yeah,
your
I
insight.
see it now. I was scrolled way to the top, but I'm good now. Waiting for E-Rock.
So with that, he you guys look at him. He says this with a lot of bluster, but doesn't seem to hold a lot of actual impact behind the words. They don't seem just to scream true with you. Laura, you actually detect a bit of fear in his voice.
Good.
Gadira will, because she walks in next to Ingram, says, like, looks, just whispering to him, saying, "I do not believe he speaks the truth."
I'll nod to that and I'll say, "We are here to unite the countries or cities and to stop this horde. Stand with us and you will survive and your people will prosper. Stand against us and I'll be forced to show you the full might of Ilmater."
You are not the one who makes demands.
I start walking forward.
As you step forward, he says, "You will step no further."
Keep
as
walking.
you so you walk up to here. As you walk up to here, he says, "That's it. You've asked for it." And he pulls up he pulls up a staff from beside his throne, and he waves it around almost like a flag, and he cries out in the dwarven tongue, and you hear him you hear Gadara, you hear him chanting to a he calls it Nestle the many-headed beast. He calls for it, and as he does, you see the water begin to bubble up. And from the water...
He's summoning something from the water.
I look excited.
Of course. I knew that.
And from there, let us roll initiative.
Oh, I'm very happy right now. I have many ideas.
11.
Did Eric wipe it?
21.
I think Eric wiped it after people started rolling. So that means he gets to roll again, right? Like a few times?
Yeah.
I'll take the 12.
I mean, -5.
12 it is.
Depths below.
And Maggie. Eric, you have to add
What?
Maggie back onto the initiative. You rolled, but then he cleared it immediately after you rolled.
Oh, why would you do that?
Because
My
he's a
bad.
terrible person.
He's the worst.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll update it to be my roll. Oh.
My bad.
It's like if you think garbage person and you think Ollie, like beneath Ollie, like where the maggots hang out in the barrel. That's Eric.
Those maggots are my friends.
Yeah, you know, that's why you're here.
Hate you guys.
Truth hurts.
All right.
Imagine being in a party where everyone wants to have the last word. Exactly this situation right here.
All right.
I totally never encountered that before on a Friday night.
What I was thinking of.
All right. So with that, we will start the combat off with Laura in first.
Okay, so there's many things I can do here. All of them relate to this.
Many things.
Take off all the heads.
What I could do is what I was actually why he get first initiative is because Law was preparing to cast this spell before he chanted, because he was gonna part the water and let Ingram just walk up to the throne. If I part the water, would there be a pit? Because it just parts water. It doesn't. It would just go until the bottom. And actually, because it's sort of just the way it works, I think it would take all the water away, but I'd probably make a channel, right? So I could do that. I could do a whirlpool, but I think that would be it's kind of the least useful thing. And I could. Here's an idea I thought was quite a jolly one. I could redirect the water flow upwards into the dwarfs, because it can go over terrain.
Oh, that's a good one, because if you do that, it clears the path from me to the bad guy,
as well, huh?
and then like it fluffs their day up right now. I wish you could just turn it all straight to ice, so then I could easily walk across the top
That's
and hit
what
it.
I wanted.
Yeah.
I mean, I might be able to do that with another spell.
Like cone of cold, and like make a request, you know. But
I have Ice Storm, which turns the area into difficult terrain. I don't know whether that turned the area into ice.
I think it's more of
Ice.
chunks of ice sitting on the ground.
Exactly, like tortoise-sized hail balls. So I want to control water.
Love tortoise-sized balls of hail.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna sweep the water upwards into the dwarves. So
Okay. So
I don't know
with
they will do because of this, but I love the idea.
If they're
And
wearing
so
heavy
you
armor
see-
too, that's gonna be really hard for them.
So while that doesn't affect the Hydra very much, it definitely you see the dwarves just like recoil in horror as the water just slams over, completely
And
knocking these guys
cool thing
like askew.
is that all of this water in the radius, because I'm within 300 feet, is going to be going that way until I stop casting the spell, and it's not concentration.
Concentration up to 10 minutes, right?
Oh, it is concentration. But anyway, I'm okay with that. So I just didn't say concentration on my thing, but it says it here. Or maybe I'm just an idiot. But
Hey, I put
awesome.
concentration on a bunch of my stuff that didn't have concentration, so.
So
Alright, that's basically me. I'll then equip my hand crossbow and go
sounds
like
good.
here.
All right,
And that's
and
me.
with that is going to be the Hydra's turn. And he's going to step up. He currently has 6 heads, 3 of which he's going to focus on. This guy's supposed to be up here. Ugh.
He's a big enough creature, doesn't he have reach?
Let me see here if he has reach. I believe he does. Doesn't actually say reach here. He's a huge-sized creature, so I would argue yes.
I imagine the huge size is the reach.
Yes.
Remember, it's
So-
not the size of the creature; it's the amount of area they control.
So he's gonna just
You don't know D&D.
throw 3 bites to Scott and our friendly neighborhood
The
commander.
NPC we were given.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't a Hydra like 15 feet reach? 10 or 15 feet reach?
Because they're long necks.
Yeah.
So
I think they have a 10 or 15 foot
I, mean,
range.
I haven't
I
run a
always think in the
Hydra
old
for a long
rules of size tall versus size long. It's like a
Well,
tiger.
I think it depends on the creature, yeah.
Yeah. So like a tiger is, or like a lion is like large size long, and so it's exactly as Ollie said. They're squares, and what gives it to him. But like an ogre is large, tall, so they have the extra reach. And
But
that's kinda
Hydras
like
have like long necks.
yeah. That's why I think it works in that.
Like
But I'm
their
thinking
legs, I don't
old-
think would get like a long reach, but
Yeah.
like their necks and tail maybe.
Yeah.
So the
It's your
3
game.
attacks it throws
It's
against
Fucking badass. That's what they are.
the 3 attacks it throws at Ingram, it hits once for 13 points of damage.
Thank you.
All right. I guess you're welcome.
I mean, I'm not raging right now, so that fucking hurts.
Yeah, but
I mean, I got a solid 19 AC, but I mean, this is a tough creature, so.
All right, and it's going to hit. It's going to hit the NPC Danon twice, and it's going to deal him a total of 15 damage because it rolled low damage on both of its hits there, and that's going to be the Hydra's turn. After that, Ingram, pass to you.
Awesome. Well, I rage. Let's reduce that damage moving forward. I'm going to rage. I don't have to worry about stepping up because he's close enough. So, hello. I'm not going to fall or anything. I'm going to rage. I'm going to step up and I'm going to attack. I don't know how you're playing this out, but if I have a chance of cutting off a head because like I can, like
Don't worry. Don't worry. You
that's
go ahead.
obviously something that I would focus on because there are a lot of heads, and so I'd want to stop the teeth from getting me. So of course I'm going to be using my reckless attack, but at the same time I'm going to make sure I throw on my what's it called, necrotic shroud. And the other thing will kick in on its own. So let's make my reckless attack with my where is it? Spike of Suffering, which is this one right here. Here we go. Just making sure I can click the right one. It is. Bam. Well, that a hit.
All right, what is that? 20? Yes, that does hit.
Beautiful. So let's figure out the damage. There's going to be that right there, plus, where are you? That right there. So it's that 25, 30 points of damage, and I'm not going to re-roll anything. I'm very happy with that.
30 points of damage. Ouch.
Yep.
All right, with that, you do remove one of its heads.
Awesome. And
So
so,
you slice a head off of the Hydra, leaving it with only 5 heads.
gorgeous, darling, gorgeous. I don't
And
think
after
I have the Great Weapon Fighting feat. I do not. So I'm just going to make my regular second attack against the creature. So make my attack again. It's going to be this one. And it's an 18.
18 to hit is going to hit, yes.
Awesome. And 10 points of slashing. Am I happy with that? I'll be happy with the 10 points of slashing.
All right. So
Go ahead. On
That-
your
that is
turn, I'll
double-
have to remind you something, but go ahead.
yeah, because it's going to take some bleed, I guess, but yeah, it loses a head and you deal some significant damage there. And after that is going to be Gadara.
I'm debating between.
Nice
some
acting.
things.
Nerd.
Do you want to stand up and be like,
No. He's gonna be the next Star Wars kid.
Oh, this is a bonus action. Cool. Okay. So, I'm going to cast Shield of Faith on Ingram. Just, buffing the shit out of Ingram. And she says, "May Ilmater shield you." And you feel, you see these ribbons just kind of wrap around you, and you feel that warmth, yo. And then I'm going to use my, I think, Sacred Flame to try to hit one of the other heads.
All right.
And it's gonna be, it's a cantrip, so I don't know.
Dexterity saving throw. All right.
Mm-hmm.
How dexterous is the Hydra?
How
Spoiler
dexterous?
alert. Not very.
Yeah,
It's a big lump.
I think they're kind of like big and bulky, so they're not as.
What's the DC?
You have to DC 14.
Wow, that actually makes it.
Oh yeah.
We just
So-
made fun of it, and it just beat us.
Just dodges out of the way, looking at you.
Yeah. So she lifts up her sword, and flame kind of wraps around the sword and goes bolting towards the head and misses.
Yeah. So its heads are like just swinging around wildly, trying to bite at the two people at their feet, and so that causes you to miss with your attack. And from there, it's going to pass to Danon, who's going to step up,
drown?
and he's going to attack this creature. Bam. All right.
I wonder-
Wow.
Go ahead.
That is a crit, a miss, but then a crit, which deal a total of 25 points of damage to this thing.
Nice.
All right, so
Sweet.
that does remove another head.
Yeah.
So that's down to 4 heads, and
Is
then
it-
it passes to Lore.
Is that the same head that I attacked on my second attack, or a different third head?
It's the second, the head that you attacked. He just kept whacking at the damage that you already dealt to it.
So
Took my
Law, while concentrating on making the water just bully the dwarves, but they're not suffering. Don't worry about it. They'll be fine. Dwarves love water. Dwarves love water. They have the water in the throne room. It's fine. He'll pull out like what looks like a little like berry from his pocket, and then throw it, and kind of miss the Hydra, and then the berry explodes into fireball.
Are you throwing cherry bombs? Oh Jesus!
It's a big cherry bomb. And I'm obviously throwing it behind
Jeez,
so that
nice.
it doesn't hit those guys.
I love
Yeah,
that you describe it as berries.
it's
You eat
not gonna
berries,
make that
you
save.
don't eat guano.
All right, and so with that that large blast of damage, that's going to kill yet another one of its heads, leaving it with just 3 heads.
This Hydra's, I'm even worried. It's the easy Hydra. I'm gonna move into the corner now, so I can't be bothered by anyone.
This is easy mode. I'm just gonna go back here, guys. You guys got this, right?
Got it.
I
And
think
then
it's
on the
funny.
Hydra's turn,
You
guys-
you took out the dwarves and you almost did as much damage as I did. Like Laura is
To
owning
be
this
fair,
combat.
the fireballs are my magic item.
Doesn't matter. You're owning this combat. You're crushing it.
I ain't even broke a sweat
But-
yet.
Yeah.
after as you guys sit there reveling in the amount of damage you dealt to this thing, you guys revile in horror as you see the
heals.
sprouts of heads
Yeah.
pop out of each of the stumps, revealing 6 more heads in place of the 3 you've just removed. Also, it seems to revitalize this creature in your attempt. Now it has 9 heads.
Wait, hold on. He attacked it with a fireball and a head fell off?
The head was destroyed, yeah.
How?
I-
What?
I don't know how Hydras work in D&D.
The heads, I think the heads are worth like a certain amount of HP each or something like that.
I mean,
Well-
yeah. One of the heads turned around to look at what I threw, and then it exploded, and it just...
Now it's pissed, so it's going to throw 5 attacks at Ingram.
It's also going to take 1d4 damage, and then have to make a con save to end that effect, okay?
This way, because it's going to attack. It's going to move this way, so it can attack all 3.
At 1d4 damage.
Hey, that's to its body.
How much damage is it?
1d4. Thank you. I'll roll it for you real quick. It takes 1d4 to its body.
That's body damage.
That's right. 3. What?
3 points of damage. All right.
And
it definitely is not happy about that. And a con save?
Yeah.
What's the save I have to make?
15. It's a solid one.
Yeah, it makes it.
That means I start over this turn. I'm not building with d4s yet.
And so it's going to lay 3 attacks into each of you guys.
Hope you guys have fun over there.
Don't forget about your advantage against me.
I haven't forgot. Don't worry.
Okay.
Don't you worry. Don't you worry. I'll get you and your little dog too.
I'm the one with the not little dog.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Gadir
bigger.
Gadir is going to get hit once out of the 3 heads, but only for 6 points of damage.
No.
Just gives a little nuzzle.
Oh, we'll nuzz. We'll nuzz.
So it respawns heads later on that round. That's crazy.
Every round it regenerates like something times it's the amount of heads it originally had or something like that. It's crazy.
I thought it was like you know how some 5e powers you roll a d6 and if it's above or below. I thought it'd be like one of those like you roll the d6 to see how many, you know what I mean, whether or not it spawns.
Yeah, I don't know how it actually works in 5e, but that's how it works in the past. I've had hydras before.
Yeah, I knew that.
That's not a great turn for you. You got hit by all 3.
That's cool.
And one of them was a crit. So the crit, luckily, the critical damage is lame. So it's only 12 points of damage for the crit. And then you take another 20 points of damage from the 2 other hits that you take.
The problem is, were those both odd numbers?
It's 9 and 11. 9 and 11.
Okay, but 9 and 11.
I keep forgetting it.
Wow. So
never forget.
Yeah. So is that 4 and 5 is 9, and then you said what, 12? So 6, so 15.
Yep.
Cool. Oop.
And then the last 3 are going to Dinan. Boom, boom. This makes this so much quicker to do.
That macro?
Yep.
Yeah.
And wow, Dinan gets hit 3 times for a total of 35 points of damage.
Well, you know.
If only he was a PC and we cared about him.
We don't.
He's looking pretty fucked up. So after the Hydra is going to be Ingram.
Cool. So Ingram is not a very smart boy. He's never heard or read stories about Hydras, but he's not an idiot either. So he understands that if you sever the head, 2 more pop out. However, how many heads can this body really support? So there's 8 wisdom and intelligence. He's going to keep severing heads, assuming that eventually it overbalances itself, because that's smart. So so he's going to keep going for heads.
It's the Oots concept.
Yeah, right? So here we go. It's a hit. With... it's a kind of a lame one. So I got a 1 right there. I'm going to re-roll. And so I'm going to re-roll 1, 1. And it turns into a 5. So that first roll becomes, what's that, add 4. So 15, 20, 27 points of damage from this attack.
All right, you kill a head.
Awesome. And then I'll turn and immediately attack the head adjacent to it, which should be this attack instead. Make sure
when you were attacking Ingram, you were keeping in mind that he has a +2 AC, right?
Let me see. I did not keep that in mind, but I'm still pretty sure I still hit all the 3. Yes, I did.
Okay.
So, another hit.
I apologize. I will keep that in mind for the future. I forgot about that.
And I'm very happy with my 16 points of damage.
16 additional?
Mm-hmm.
All right. It does not seem happy with that result.
Okay, awesome. Sever a head and half remove another one. You know.
All right, and so after Ingram is going to pass to Gadara.
wish I could do more, but you know.
So, I want to cast a spell, but I was wondering if I can use my knowledge of history or something of that realm
I would say
to
knowledge,
know...
history, or arcana would be appropriate for this.
Okay.
Whichever you have a higher stake in.
All right. History it is. 11. Did not go well for me.
Unfortunately,
Who
with
gave
your
this king
11
a baby Hydra?
Unfortunately, with
Kill
your 11 history, you are not entirely sure what the mechanics of the Hydra are. You've heard stories of them, but you just know the basics of what you've already bore witness to. Remove a head and another grows in its place. But what you do know is that they are not immortal by any stretch of the imagination, and there is a point when they will die. But
Okay.
they are notoriously tough.
They will die.
And then I would like to bless myself and the two of them that are next to me.
Okay.
And how's Ganon? Is that his name?
Dinan.
Danon. Does he look...
He was already coming into this combat injured, and he looks messed up. He's taken the most damage out of anyone.
Okay. I think I can use like healing word as a bonus, right?
Yeah.
I would like to cast healing word on him at level 1.
Alright.
And that will be my action. So first I like lift up my sword and she's like, "May Ilmater bless us!" And down from her sword comes these red ribbons that wrap around the three of us. And then she points towards Danon and says, "And may Ilmater guide you as you move forward," and cast a spell on him to heal him up.
And
A smidgen.
what are you
How much
looking at
healing
for
do you
healing?
get?
Oh, do you want me to roll the heal too?
Yeah, just let me know.
Okay. It's just a 1d4 plus my spell mod ability, right?
Yeah, so it's not huge.
Which
So it's not
my
nothing.
spell attack bonus is 6. What is my?
So probably
Is it
4.
just my wisdom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
4.
I'm
Rip.
having the worst time today.
Aw.
Everything I'm
sad
rolling, I'm like, I have a +6 to this roll, but let me roll a 2.
And is that your turn? Is that your turn, Gadara?
I'm
All
done.
right.
Everything
Passing.
else.
He
So
says it
pass
like you
to-
didn't do 4
to
things. Oh, is,
I
is
know.
that
I'm not
Just
saying.
kidding.
I'm not saying she didn't do nothing. I'm just saying.
You just implied. I gotcha.
But
DM
after that is
fast.
going to be Danon, who is going to throw his attacks
I
at
love
the.
Danon bread.
Okay. Got him.
I've been trying to think of a joke about Danon's name since he was
Non-bread.
mentioned, and I
So-
haven't got anything.
He is going to strike once, but it is not enough to sever another head. And but here we're going to take a quick break before we continue our combat here. Our first
Will
break.
our
of the
heroes
session.
succeed? Will they get eaten by
Probably not.
heads at
No.
once?
Ollie's joke was so bad, we all need to walk away. We'll see you in a minute.
I'm free.